Good morning, students. So there are some things which are not included in the videos which I've sent. So I want to explain it personally to you. So as we have discussed the nutrition part previously in the last section, the food material taken in during the process of nutrition is used in cells to provide energy for various life processes. So what was the end product of the digestion? We got glucose, simpler forms, glucose, fatty acids and glycerol, and amino acids. So now this glucose is further broken down to get energy in the form of ATP. Okay, and this glucose will combine with the oxygen, that is called respiration process. So now we will be studying about respiration process. So organisms, they use different ways. Some use oxygen to break down the glucose completely into carbon dioxide and water. Some use other pathways that do not involve oxygen. Okay, the first step, but in all the cases, whether you talk about aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration, the first step is the breakdown of glucose. The first step is to break down the glucose, which is a 6 carbon molecule, into a 3 carbon molecule called pyruvate. Okay, so first step is converting glucose into pyruvate in any of the process, either you talk about aerobic or anaerobic respiration, and this process takes place in the cytoplasm of the cells. And further, this pyruvate may be converted into ethanol and carbon dioxides. So this process takes place in yeast during fermentation. I'll tell you in the next slide. So since this process takes place in the absence of air, it is called anaerobic respiration. The respiration which takes place in the absence of air is called anaerobic respiration. And the breakdown of pyruvate using oxygen takes place in the mitochondria. And if this pyruvate gets the oxygen, then it will be converted in the mitochondria to carbon dioxide and water, and ATP will be released. Energy will be released in the form of ATP. So since this process takes place in the presence of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. So the release of energy in this aerobic process is a lot greater than in anaerobic process. So there are three ways, as you can see here in this diagram. So glucose is converted into pyruvate first of all. So this glucose into pyruvate is a common step in both the respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration, and it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Now further, pyruvate, the conversion of pyruvate. Now if the pyruvate gets the oxygen, then in the presence of oxygen in the mitochondria, it gets converted into carbon dioxide, water plus energy, this one. And if there is no oxygen present, then also there will be conversion of this pyruvate, that is called anaerobic respiration. So in the absence of oxygen in the yeast, it forms ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. And in our muscle cells also, if the pyruvate does not get proper oxygen, then it forms lactic acid and energy. Okay, so above two are the processes in the absence of oxygen, that is anaerobic respiration, and the last one is in the presence of oxygen, which takes place in the mitochondria. Now this energy which is released, it is used to form ATP. Now what is ATP? ATP is the energy currency for most cellular processes. The energy which is released during the process of respiration, it is used to make an ATP molecule from ADP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate and ADP is adenosine diphosphate. Okay, all the endothermic processes, which includes heat, they use this ATP to drive the reactions. So this is very useful in so many reactions, like in the contraction of muscles, protein synthesis, conduction of nerve impulses, and many other activities. Okay, so this is the setup of the experiment in which we have taken glucose and yeast suspension is there, and it is covered with a thin layer of oil. We have taken two tubes, and one in which the glucose and yeast suspension is there, that is fitted with a cork, and the ending of that tube is going into the lime water. Okay, so this is to show the anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration means respiration is taking place, the oxidation of glucose in the absence of oxygen. So now this yeast which is present in the glucose solution, so this yeast will use sugar as food. So when the reaction will takes place between yeast and sugar, then what will be produced? The end product will be alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. So that carbon dioxide which is released, it goes into this bent tube and it goes into the lime water. And you know, when you add carbon dioxide in lime water, it turns chalky, it turns milky, so due to the presence of carbon dioxide. So this activity is there on in your book on page number 101. Now, so see, this is the process. When glucose is converted into pyruvic acid, we are talking about respiration. This is aerobic respiration. Okay, aerobic respiration which is taking place in the presence of oxygen. So this is a complex diagram. Details of this glycolysis, these processes you will study later in the higher classes about glycolysis, Krebs cycle and ETS, that is electron transport system. So till now you just need to understand that glucose is converted to pyruvic acid first in the cytoplasm, then it enters into the Krebs cycle in the mitochondria. So this pink portion you can see, this is a mitochondria, and it the further breakdown of glucose takes place in the Krebs cycle of mitochondria, and then it releases carbon dioxide and ATP molecules are released. So this is aerobic respiration. So we can easily differentiate now between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, another takes place in the absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, complete oxidation of glucose takes place, and in anaerobic, the glucose molecule is incompletely oxidized. And here in aerobic, end products are carbon dioxide and water. In anaerobic, end products are either ethyl alcohol or lactic acid and carbon dioxide. Lot of energy is liberated, that is 38 ATP molecules in aerobic respiration. Relatively small energy is liberated in anaerobic, that is only 2 ATP molecules. It occurs in plants and animal cells, occurs in many anaerobic bacteria and human muscle cells also. So this is the general reaction for aerobic respiration, in which glucose reacts with oxygen, forms carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. Anaerobic, only glucose is breaking down. There's no oxygen here. It is breaking down into ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide, and less energy is released. Then next is respiration in plants. So you know that plants exchange gases through stomata, and the large intercellular spaces ensure that all cells are in contact with the air. So carbon dioxide and oxygen, they are exchanged by a simple process of diffusion here. They can go into the cells or away from them and out into the air also. So, and the diffusion depends upon the environmental conditions also and the requirements of the plant. You know, at night there is no photosynthesis occurring, so carbon dioxide elimination is the major exchange activity going on, and during the day both processes are going on. So respiration, the CO2 which is generated in the respiration, that is used for photosynthesis. Okay, so hence there is no carbon dioxide release. Instead, oxygen release is the major event at the daytime. So respiration, you can see what is it is the process of biochemical decomposition of organic compounds like simple carbohydrates, glucose in living cells with the release of energy. This is the general reaction of respiration. Energy is released in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. 1 mole of glucose on complete oxidation yields 38 molecules of ATP. See, 1 molecule of molecules on oxidation produce 38 molecules of ATP. Important. It is a high energy molecule which serves as an immediate source of energy, ATP. It is a form of chemical energy which can be used for all processes in the cells. Therefore, ATP is called currency of the cell. Metabolism. What is metabolism? You should know general. It is a life-sustaining chemical reactions within the cells of living organisms. You know that so many molecules are building up and so many molecules are breaking down. So metabolism can be further divided into catabolic process and anabolic process. Catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism, destructive, that is breaking down process in which energy is released. So molecules are broken down and energy is released. Anabolic process, it is a constructive. Constructive means molecules are combining together and they use energies to construct process in which energy is used for biosynthetic processes. Example, photosynthesis is there. Okay. And the last part is respiration in aquatic animals. So amount of dissolved oxygen, you know that aquatic animals, they take dissolved oxygen present in the water. So amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low as compared to the amount of oxygen in the air. So the rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster because the oxygen present is less in water and they have to breathe faster to meet up their body demand. In fishes, how it happens in fishes, you have fishes, they have a structure of gills. So fishes, they take in water through their mouths and force it past the gills where the dissolved oxygen is taken up by the blood. So you can see here it is operculum written here, water flow into the mouth. This is the operculum gill arc. So gills are present which provide large surface area. They're highly folded structure. They are primary organs of respiration. Highly folded structure located at the side of head and high blood flow is there in this. So this is how respiration takes place in aquatic animals. And the next topic is respiration in human beings. That is very important, that we will be covering in the video. Thank you.